afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at. And
Yes.
we are so excited to be talking to you today. This is my beautiful, amazing wife, business partner, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing today?
Yeah, so today is relationship day.
Yes.
So the second day of relationship day. And hey, do you believe that your partner can read your mind? Uh,
Absolutely, right?
well, today we're going to reveal to you that they cannot. And we're going to be sharing with you some tips today that will get you to express yourself so that they do not have to read your mind. Okay? My wife reads minds, but I don't. Hey, this is the series of 10 secrets on how to have a good marriage. And this is episode 4. And we are super excited to be sharing today's topic to you because I absolutely love this topic because this particular word appreciation has changed my life significantly in all areas
Mm-hmm.
to appreciate everything that I have, everything that comes at me, and everything that has in my past. This way, ultimately, ends up happening is that really keeps me grounded and present. And I believe that is the same for you as well. And if you're not grounded and present right now, maybe you need to take a step back and look at all the things that you actually have versus the things that you do not have.
Yes.
Okay. Or the people you have in your life versus the people that you wish you had in your life. And maybe you'll start to realize that, man, the people I have in my life is a form of appreciation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So again, if you guys like this, please, like this page, like our page, follow us, as well as comment some of the topics that we're going to be discussing today, as well as share. If you believe that somebody can use this, can hear this, these secrets on how to have a good marriage, then if they're going through some issues with their marriage or struggling, or you see them that they can have a better marriage, share this with them so this way we can impact their life as well. Okay, so 10 secrets on how to have a good marriage. Today's episode is appreciate each other. So that's one of the secrets on how to have a good marriage. And it's been a phenomenal series because these are real 10 secrets that has allowed us to have really the strongest marriage that we have ever had. 16 years together now, and I can't imagine not living this way, for the rest of our lives together, because we know how not to live for the past, few years prior to, where we're at now. And it's been great. So, what we share with you guys, again, is not theory. It's not something that we learn from a book. We're sharing you things that really we apply every single day in our marriage. And I really, really, really we do care. We love you. And ultimately, we hope that it really impacts your life. And, take it and apply these things, these tips that we are basically sharing with you. So appreciation, honey. What are your thoughts?
I really enjoy the power of being grateful because, growing up in Asia, right? You're just focusing on what you don't have and what you need to improve on. And, by growing up, we just automatically really always talk about, hey, I think you need to fix this. I need to do that. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And a lot of time we forget to just thank them, right? Thank your children, thank your parents, thank especially your husband, right? Hey, even though maybe today he just pick up my bowl and just do just wash it for me. I would say, hey, thank you so much for making this effort. I tell my daughter all the time, hey, I'm bringing you to go eat your favorite seafood, but that doesn't mean that I have to do it. I want to do it because I want to be nice to you. I could have just used that money to do something else. Obviously, she's doing my nails, which is amazing. But I think gratefulness go a long way because you're encouraging them to do more, right? You're
Right.
encouraging them to do more than to do more of the good stuff that you enjoy, right? Because again, just like the kids, right? Even the puppies. Hey, if you don't, if you pee in a designated area, I'm gonna give you a treat, right? So you feel good, right? They waggle the tail, and next time they're gonna remember, if I go here, you're gonna give me a treat, right? So same thing with husband. You're not a puppy, but every time you say, "Oh, thank you so much for putting gas in my gas tank," spending 10 minutes, to go out there get the gas and come back, so I don't have to do it, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
appreciation does several things for you. One is obviously it shows the other person, right, that you're appreciative of them. Like my wife went yesterday just to, she dropped off my niece's birthday present, and then she
Yep.
took them out to to eat last night. But I knew why she did it.
Yep.
It's not that it's your birthday. She did because she appreciates my sister and my niece, for example,
Yep.
right? And so that's one. But the second thing, what that does for you, I'm going to tell you this right now because I know what it feels like to not be appreciative. Okay, I know how it feels when you convert or shift to a more appreciative person. You really live life differently because you now realize that not just that life is short, but you just have one life
Yep.
and you're going to live it to the fullest.
Yep.
You're going to stop living an ordinary life and start creating an extraordinary one. You're going to really maximize your potential. You're going to maximize your time on earth with the things that you do, the people you're with,
Yep.
and really the love that you share. And
Yes.
that's what happens to you when you're a more appreciative person. Okay?
Yes, and I just wanted to thank too, since we're on the grateful side, Boon Folk and Lovina, they are actually my college friends, and they're
Hey,
watching and supporting my our channel right now. So thank you so much.
thank you guys. Hi guys.
Yes, and this is my husband, the one that I came to the state and found. But yeah,
Yes.
I really appreciate it. And how do you appreciate besides just saying the word, hey, thank you, and be genuine, look them in the eyes and say, thank you so much for
Thank
doing all
you.
this work for me, right?
Yes, yes.
What other way we can do that?
Yeah, just the key is, when you're more, like I expressed, if you're a more appreciative person, you just do it naturally, right? It's not a trade or I give, then I do this so I can receive something back. You just do it,
Mm-hmm.
and you just live life on a whole different level because life becomes now everything. You appreciate the tree, you appreciate the squirrel that runs up the trees, right? I mean, you just appreciate everything. And then what ends up happening is now you live life more consciously. That's
Yep.
what it is. Because we spent Dan Gilbert, Harvard professor, wrote a book called Stumbling into Happiness, and great book to read because he talks about how we as human beings spend about 50% of our time really in default mode, which is the unconscious mode, and versus a direct mode, which is more conscious. And when you're a more appreciative person, you spend way more time on the conscious side, that you see stuff, you hear stuff, you're present, and you live life differently. You live
Yes.
life at the next level.
Yes.
Okay? So learn to be more appreciative. So the topic today is appreciate each other. And the tip for you, for us, that we're going to give you, that we do, that shows appreciation for each other, is one is write them a note.
Yes.
Write your partner a note. Right? There
A
have
love
been
note.
there have been many times, and you can do this on a mirror, you can do this on the phone. Like, there's many times where my wife wakes up, because I get up before her most of the time, right? I'll send her a little short note of
Yes.
how much I love her, how much I care for her, how much maybe something happened the night before in terms of what I heard her talking to a friend or a mom or whatever it is about, and I'll just send something to her when she wakes up. That's the first thing she sees, and when she sees that, what does she do? She feels appreciative that I listened, and I heard her, what she was going through, or what conversation she was having, and I understand her and I feel her, right? I feel her emotions. So when I send her a note like that, she just lights up,
Yes.
right? And when she feels appreciated, ultimately she feels loved.
Yes.
That's what it is, right?
Yep.
So take your take on that, baby.
Yeah, I think that's a very smart move that a husband can definitely do. A wife too, right? Because you wake up, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna check your phone, and then you're gonna see this, lovingly message from your husband, and you're like, oh, this is great, right? So again, husband, if you screwed up, the first thing you need to do is just write a thank you note or
You,
appreciative
you
note.
don't have to
At
write
least,
a novel. You don't have to write a whole book. Okay, you can write a very simple
yep,
note to
yep.
them that really tugs at their heartstrings.
Yes, I mean, I think especially, again, as a woman, we take care of the household a lot, right? You clean, you cook, you take care of the babies, clean the diapers, shower the kids. It's like what you're supposed to do. But once in a while, if they say, if the husband coming up and say, hey, thank you so much for, cleaning the house, cooking, don't take times off, and still smile at me, when I get home, I really appreciate that, because I know that without you, the house is not going to be a house, right?
Yes.
Bam, that would be like the slam dunk message. Same thing with the women, like they go to work, right? They go to work, conquer the world, bring the cheese home, right? Bring the money back. But don't make it as like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do, so you do it. I'm not going to appreciate you regardless because it's what you're supposed to do. But the key is, it is not. It is really not. I mean, they can choose to be a lousy husband, to be honest with you. They can choose to be a lousy husband, and you have to work and take care of the household at the same time. We see all these husbands all the time, so don't take them
Yep.
for granted.
Yep.
And send them a message, maybe at lunchtime, make them lunch and say, hey, thank you so much for working so hard. I know that my husband, he always loved me to massage his hand with lotion, because he said that, man, my hand is really rough. Every time you massage it, you just made me feel like I worked super duper hard with this hands, right? He still have that old Asian time where he was farming, so but his hand is really rough. So, I always, massages to let him know that, hey, I really appreciate you. And again, this is a small gesture, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
Yep.
when you're watching a movie and you're just doing it. But it's just an expression of love, like,
Correct.
hey, I really love you, and I thank you, thank you for doing all these things, because again, they don't necessarily have to do it. But it's great that you notice about it, even if it's small thing, like, hey, thank you so much for putting the seat up, because you make me feel very important, so you're not peeing all over where I sit, right?
Yeah, and same thing, right? Just imagine how she would feel. How would you feel if your husband, he's gonna go up on stage and speak to, hundreds of people, right? But right before he goes on stage, a few seconds before on stage, he sends you a note saying, hey, I was just thinking about you. I love you. Hey, I'm gonna go up on stage and speak. Just wanted to, check in to see how are you doing and to say that I love you. How much of appreciative would you feel if your husband did? I did that. So ultimately, how would you feel? Right? So that's what we're talking about. It doesn't have
Yes.
to be a novel. You don't have to
Yep.
write the whole book of the Titanic book all over again,
Yep.
right? Just a little small scene. She just
Yep.
wants a small scene of how
Yep.
you're really what you're going through. You're essentially sharing your current feelings, your current emotions at that point in time, that scene for her to get a snip of, right? Just
Yep.
kind of like a small trailer to your movie of what you're going through right now.
Awesome.
Okay, so and then the second thing is create an appreciation list.
Okay, what is that?
An appreciation list is a list where you really write down of all the things that you're appreciative of your partner on.
Okay.
I do this. I have a list, and what I do, and this is just my share with you. But I read that list, right? Part of my priming exercise, right, which is where I get myself in state. I meditate in the mornings. Is a list that I actually look at and I read. Right. I actually write a letter about my baby, of how much I love her and what I do for her, and I kind of manifest my future, and I do that as well. So I have a book that I carry with that I read. So an appreciation list, however you're going to do it, but it's just a reminder. You don't have to do it every day, but it's just a reminder, because there's so many things that can come at us every single day, right? There's fights that can happen. Look, you're bound to fight, right? You're in the intimate relationship, you're bound to, but the fights aren't as big. Yep. But what ends up happening is, once you look at that list, an appreciation list, what ends up happening is you start gravitate more towards the appreciation side of your partner than the not appreciation side. You start stacking all the positive of what they mean to you. Right? What they mean to you, and all those little things. You now start stacking. If you do, you start stacking they're smaller little boxes. Because of negative boxes, you're more on the positive side.
Yeah, the key is, especially right before you guys are gonna get into a fight, like a very vicious fight, just look at the appreciation list. Asians coming out, the appreciation list, because it's so easy when you get into a fight, and man, especially for the women, we're gonna start diving into all the things that you do wrong. Right? It's very easy to do that. But if you have an appreciation list, you can actually just look it up. So before you even get into a fight, just imagine, man, this person is doing all these things for me. This person is making me feel so special. Is this fight really that important? After you look at the appreciation, list, it reminds you, constantly, but it also reminded you right before you get into a fight, like, man, this person is really what I really love for. This fight is really invalid. You really do not need that fight.
Yeah, you're looking past each other at that point and trying to look at the problem, what caused it, and ultimately how to solve it, and you're not attacking each other. Does that make sense? Yes. So appreciation list is huge. So again, these are the 10 secrets on how to have a good marriage. And our tip for you was appreciation each other was the topic, and the tip for you is write them a note.
Yep.
Right? It could be something simple. A post-it note on a mirror in the bathroom. Yep. Or a text message or a WhatsApp message. It doesn't matter what it is. A short video, right? I mean, simple, right? I sent her a short video, when she occasionally, sometimes last time she went to the doctor, just sent her a short video, right?
Yep.
And then the second tip was create an appreciation list.
Yep.
It's huge to have that. Really more for you to understand that, man, I really appreciate my wife, what she's done for me, and who she is in my life,
Yep.
and the things that she does for our children. And we tend to forget those things, and it just acts as a reminder. Okay?
Yes, and again, if you find that this video have a lot of values for you, have added a lot of values for you, make sure that you like that. You like it, you like the video, and then share it. Share with a couple people, a couple of your friends or your family that you realize that they're not really appreciating as much. Share us with them so that we can tell them how to do it instead of you,
Yes.
right? And the most importantly, obviously, subscribe and like our channel, because again, in order for us to spread our word, it all depends on you, because you are the force of us. You are the one that's going to help us spread our word, create this movement that, husband and wife, we can be together lovingly, happily, and, live the
Strong,
life that we
powerful,
want
everything.
and get the freedom that we want.
Yeah. So my first question to you, do you believe that your partner can read your mind? And we reveal to you that even though if they can, like my wife reads my mind all the time, it doesn't have to be that way though. You just share with them little notes, appreciation list. That goes a long way. They don't have to guess whether you appreciate them or not. Okay?
Yes, and E. Hi, E. I know she's watching the video right now. So again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We love you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow
Thank you. We'll
again.
see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye.
Bye.